We are against racism in this country. We're against police brutality.
Change the people in charge.
I think people need to get a lot more involved in their community.
Today was amazing.
It means so much to see people in the crowd that look nothing like me.
Trying to do anything I can to support this from the outside and be the best ally that I know how to be right now.
I've seen so many injustices.
I taught for 27 years in Fort Wayne, and I buried 102 kids.
All officers in uniform are not bad people. There's good and there's bad.
And I just want to help so that we can do something.
My name is Jaelin. I'm with No Rivals, here with Rachel from Replogle Studios. We are attending the Peaceful March in Muncie, Indiana. We're going to be interviewing a couple of the attendees today and see what some of their opinions are on the issue. So why'd you decide to come out and join the march today?
I figured you kind of just have to sometimes. You can't just sit back and watch stuff happen. You gotta take an active role.
Being a minority myself, I think that's kind of my job, is to be an ally to other minorities.
We as people of faith need to stand together with all people of goodwill for racial justice in our society.
Why did you decide to come and join the march today?
I just want to show my support for the Black Lives Matter movement.
I believe strongly in this, and nobody else in my family is sticking up, so I figured I'd do it myself.
I decided to join the march is to show solidarity with the people of Muncie. I think that this showing everybody out here and seeing how, we all have the same idea in mind, so I want to be a part of that. I just want to make sure to be a part of something that's good.
It was important for me to, as a mother, to bring my child and just to let her know that her life matters, and just that justice is not something that you can take for granted.
Just to be here to fight against the systematic racism that we've been fighting for hundreds and hundreds of years. I just want to show my support.
Diversity matters, and inequality has been present in different situations, and I just really hope that our generation can do something.
Well, as a minority man myself, I've experienced racism firsthand. My stepdad is black. I have many black family members, and I'm here to support them, here to support the people that can't be here to march, the people who've lost their lives previously, the ones we don't know about.
I will tell you, I taught for 27 years in Fort Wayne, and I buried 102 kids.
Wow.
So for that reason, these students are taking time out to let people know that Black Lives Matter. We need to stop the violence. We need to unite.
This is something where, as a white person, I would have the option to just step back and not pay attention, but I'm not, I'm to the point I can't do that anymore. So I've been just trying to do anything I can to support this from the outside and be the best ally that I know how to be right now.
So I feel like it was just second nature to me to come out and support, the black community like this, especially in a time like this. So.
I'm just here to show support for everyone.
For us, there's several reasons. One, just to simply show that we are against racism in this country. We're against police brutality. We're against hatred in this country.
We want to come out here and support, be part of the cause, especially, the young one out here, just seeing all the work that he's going on, and when what he got to look up to.
My son, today is his 10th birthday. And he wanted to be out here. My daughter, who's 15 years old, she kept coming to us throughout this week asking if there was going to be anything like this. Also, for the sake of our children, we wanted to be out here to show support and support for their future as well.
No lives matter until Black Lives Matter. As a person of color, I've been subjected to harassment. My kids have been jumped on the sidewalks, been called racial epithets, and Black people have suffered the same thing. We all are part of the same family. It shouldn't be about race. It should be about people's lives. Like nothing's gonna change unless we demand a future.
Because I believe that it's good for all people, both black, white, all races, all walks of life, to get together like this and to help make cops, politicians, racist people all believe that we can all get together for one thing and unite as a people.
One of America's fears is all us coming together as one to make a change. So it's not just a black issue now, it's all of America's issue.
No, I'm an LGBTQ activist myself. So
I couldn't stand on the sidelines and not stand up for people who are being systemically oppressed. As a trans woman, I get crap all the time, but it's nowhere close to how much crap you get. And I had to say something about it.
I taught high school and guidance counselor and a principal in high school here, and my school was so diverse, and we all just got along together and lived together, and I know that they are hurting today, and I just want to come out and support all of my students of color.
For me, I'm someone that has lived in the Muncie community for on and off about 10 years, and also lived in other places in the United States, and I've been a victim of police injustice myself.
I've been here, born and raised all my life, and we've been having to deal with racism for I don't know how long. I used to be able to go to school and had to fight to get to school, had to fight to get home just because it was in a predominantly white neighborhood. And this is going on from junior high to high school, the riots. I've been called out of my name, the N-word. You just get tired. And today, watching the media and seeing how we finally got people discussing it and actually saying something now, and then I just want to help so that we can do something. It's just getting tough right now. I mean, why do we keep letting it go on? And the only people that can really actually help us is the ones who know. They know that they choose to stay silent.
Do you believe that police brutality is an issue in our community?
I do 100% believe that.
Yes, I do.
I believe it is. I believe it's an issue in every community. A lot of it goes unseen, a lot of it goes uncared about, and that's what this is for, to make people care.
In our community, I think a little bit, but especially in other other big cities like Indianapolis. But obviously, it's a big problem everywhere. Not necessarily probably in Muncie, but definitely all across the country.
Do you feel that police brutality is an issue in our community?
It's not my experience that it is.
In Muncie, actually, no. I can honestly say, when I first moved here, I was told all this bad thing about Muncie. I was told it's dangerous. The cops in Muncie, I can truthfully say, have been some of the most cool, reliable cops I've had to deal with in my life.
Yes, I do believe police brutality is an issue. I feel like we shouldn't be scared to walk outside or scared to drive with our fathers or mothers in the car when we get pulled over by a cop. We should be able to walk outside and be able to do anything that any other person can do and not fear for our lives.
Do you believe that police brutality is an issue in our community?
Has always been. I've tried to educate some of my co-workers. Look at the history of the police department. Who was the police department made of? Klansmen. Who was doing the lynching in this country? Police officers. In the 60s, when there was marching happening, peaceful marching, who let the dogs out? The police officers. Who got out the batons and beating the men and women? It was the police officers. So look at that history. So absolutely it exists.
Yes, I think it's always been, but now it's being documented, so there's a light being brought to it.
Yeah, it's been an issue for hundreds of years, and the police system really needs a huge reform. I don't know. It's such a large issue on such a large scale, and like she said, it's being documented now, so I think that's really good.
I have 5 boys, and I weep for them. I weep for all of the young black men who have been killed, all of the black people who have been killed. I don't know. I'm gonna get choked up here, but it's like this has to change. This can't go on anymore. This has become, the last few years, this has become a really ugly world to live in. And I'm really afraid for people of all races.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Do you feel that police brutality is an issue in our community?
Yes, we have had several instances that have been referred up to the Department of Justice that have been interpreted as and I think they are racially motivated police brutality. We've not had some of the high publicized cases, but there are certain aspects of policing that multiple activists and leaders in the community are intent on ensuring are changed, certain policies and procedures and practices and cultures so that policing can serve and protect our society well.
Have you experienced any discrimination, police or otherwise, yourself?
No, I have not, and I can say that I haven't honestly, but I've seen like my friends experience that before, and it's really hard to look at, and it's really, you sympathize with them because you can't do anything for them, but doing stuff like this and standing for the system is just like standing against the system. Yeah.
Have you experienced any discrimination, police or otherwise?
No, I've kind of recognized my privilege in that way. I am a minority, so I do get discriminated a lot, but not in the same way as African Americans do.
Have you experienced any police discrimination or otherwise yourself?
Yes, I have. Actually, when I was in high school, I attended Muncie Southside. 2007, my senior year, I was a victim of police brutality. I was beat on, and the officer's charges was dismissed against him, and I actually had charges pressed against me to cover up the charges on him.
I'm like 19 years old, and I have a 5-year-old niece at home who is half black and half Mexican, and I'm scared for her to even be outside in my neighborhood.
I had a hard time getting elected just because of the color of my skin in the union. I had to fight for like 20 years before I finally got elected.
Hi, I'm Nathan Sloan. I'm the Muncie Police Chief.
So as a person in uniform, how do you feel about everything that's been going on lately?
I don't like what we saw up in Minnesota. I'll tell you that right now. That's not the way we do business here. It's not okay.
Actually, as people in uniform, I think that all of us have had the same feeling. We're humans, we're people, and a lot of us were disgusted by what we saw as that, and we all don't want to be identified by that. All officers in uniform are not bad people. There's good and there's bad.
A lot of us in uniform, we do stand up and we do think situations like this, the marches and everything, and having everyone come together under one cause is just a great thing. I think it's a good thing for the community and everyone in general.
Today was amazing. All these different people from all different walks of life and background that come out here and can peacefully demonstrate, cause zero problems. They didn't even say a cross word to us the whole time. Mm-hmm. They came out here, they were heard, they were seen. That's exactly what they accomplished their goal.
How did it feel to look around into the crowd and see a pretty diverse crowd?
It was beautiful. You know, I don't think there's any other way to describe it.
I'm the Human Rights Director for the City of Muncie. Cool. We are here to make sure people are treated fairly, treated right.
How does it feel to look around and see so much diversity in the crowd?
It was beautiful. I mean beautiful. Beautiful.
It means a lot to me. I'm biracial. It means so much to see people in the crowd that look nothing like me, that believe in what I believe in.
The kids, it was just nice, peaceful. Oh, just the signs, everything. Everybody was just together. It was so much unity, and I love it. I love it.
It's kind of nice that everybody's, getting along with each other, but then also it's kind of like scary too because not everybody, get along and then other things happen.
Mm-hmm. We have situations and circumstances where we see just white, just black, or a little bit of this, some chocolate chips in the cookie proverbially, but today everyone who was here wanted to be here, or they wanted to learn, and for me it made me feel more safe than I expected, and I hope that every protest or demonstration I'm a part of for the rest of my life is as diverse, if not more.
So what inspired you to go ahead and put this march together?
It was at a time that Ball State hadn't released a statement, nobody in Muncie really had released a statement, and I felt like I had a platform where I could orchestrate something to get the community to come out, and the student body and faculty to come out and be a part of something that's bigger than myself, that's bigger than us. And so, we did.
What would you propose as a solution for going forward?
To get rid of the police.
I think giving police forces less funding is a start.
Like a more in-depth process of becoming a police officer.
More training, more education, more compassion.
More protests? I don't know. I mean, I feel like there have been a lot, but I don't think we've gotten the message through yet.
I would suggest listening to the 8-point plan that has been put out by Black Lives Matter, ACLU. We have too many situations that are attacked by soldiers instead of dealt with by individuals who know what they're doing.
A lot of people need to understand that a lot of people want to vote in the election year, but it's not about election year, it's about state and local elections.
Definitely get out and vote. Change the people in charge. If the people in charge aren't doing what they're supposed to do, you got to change those people first. That's the way to get things done.
Get out and vote. Vote for people of color. Vote for women. Vote for people who have the same kinds of values that we all, thinking individuals, want to see in this world.
Voting. Voting is going to be key. I think that also trying to find out how you can learn. I think the main thing is thinking that you know. So if you can take the time to learn something, sit down across the table from somebody that doesn't look like you, that doesn't believe what you believe, and learn more about them as a person, will be a start.
I think people need to get a lot more involved in their community. We have to take every opportunity to really encourage everybody to participate, especially the younger generations. They are our future.
A solution, I feel like we all need to have a seat at the table. Every race, every denomination, we're supposed to be one nation under God. So we need to look at each other as humans and not look at each other as the color of our skin.
Continue the peaceful protests. Like some of the speakers said, get involved. If you're able to register to vote, go register to vote. So when it's time to vote, like they said, we can elect the people that we want in office that make those types of power moves and stuff like that can help change the system.
This is one solution, coming together like this, supporting each other peacefully, celebrating the life and mourning the death of a man who could not breathe. Let's remember that, and let's find ways to change those moments so they don't happen to others.
I would love to see white pastors, white prominent pastors, speak out against this. I would love to see white prominent actors and actresses speak out, white prominent athletes speak out. White prominent people in this country voices are heard much more than ours. So I would love for that to be seen first. Then second, the ultimate change has to come through laws and policies and procedures. That's where the changes need to happen.
We need concrete action, measurable plans and measurable objectives. We need the demilitarization of the police force. We need implicit bias training. We need either increased minority presence on police forces or the white presence to decrease until it matches the percentage of the community. We need poverty simulations. We need civilian oversight of law enforcement, civilian review boards. We need pedagogy in our schools that respects students from participatory cultures of origin. We need criminal justice reform where there's equal sentencing for equal crimes and that police patrols are not targeted at communities of color and lower income communities.
In regards to our police department, making sure they understand cultural competency and the different ethnicities, because we look at it as a threat because of our size, our stature, our color. They got to understand that's not what it's all about. So local reform, maybe a civilians reunion, looking back, trying to say on cases whether police brutality was warranted and things of that nature. So
we are looking for police reform. We're looking for justice. We're looking for things to change and to be fair.
Honestly, I think we just need to rebuild the justice system because the cops that we have nowadays, I know that not all of them are bad, but most of them are not good either.
We're doing everything we can. We are training our people all the time. Corona kind of got in the way of that, but we are starting everything back up again, and not because of this. This has been in place since the first day we came into office. We knew training was a problem here, and we're fixing it from the ground up.
So what we can do to build is just try and build a relationship that you're my friend, you're my brother, and we're going to take care of each other.
I think we all need to come together, and we all just need to be one. I feel like unfortunately there's a gap between a lot of people depending on culture diversity, and at the end of the day we all got to think that we're the same people. We got to look out for each other, and we got to love each other.
We want to make sure people have a fair shot and fair chance in business, education, housing, whatever, anything. So they can, if they have any issues, they can come to our office and let us know. We investigate. We are we have authority here in the city of Muncie. So that's what we do.
I don't know if you had a chance to see Watasha Barnes speak at the forum at the mall, but her last line was, check your heart. Check your heart. And if we can always tattoo that line on our hearts, check your heart.
Something has to change. I don't know what the answer is. But I think community involvement is a big part of it. Support each other. We realize that we're all in this together. We're all human beings. We're not different. The color of our skin may be different, but we as people aren't different.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We hope that we were able to offer some insight into the issue and provide documentation of a small part of what's happening on a global scale right now. This is Jaelin with No Rivals and Rachel with Replogle Studios, signing out. Peace.